Hello friends, welcome to Gus, and today I'm going to be playing Mario Kart World while freestyling my thoughts about the fall of the mighty American Empire. So, I haven't been playing much recently. I guess life just gets in the way. I'm going to be roaming just to explore the world with you guys and gals. Uh, and first of all, I must say that I am not American, I am half Mexican, and actually I live, like not currently, but my family is in Tijuana, which shares the border with California. And I actually got to study 1 year of high school in San Diego. Great city, by the way. So, I understand that right now seems to be a very crucial period, like politically, of the United States, and I guess it must be difficult to have like an objective outlook of what is going on as an American, because you and basically everyone around you is involved in the situation. So as the great pseudo American that I try to be, I will be giving my personal outlook of what things look from the outside in, you know now let's get a clear an important concept out of the way, which is that American culture has been very influential on the world since World War II, mainly because of one thing, I believe: media. You could go to Mexico or Taiwan or China and show some random person a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio or Brad Pitt, and they would probably know what you're talking about. Because American culture has almost become like the culture of the world. Like, it is something that we have on top of our own cultures, our own regionalized cultures. But it is precisely this. It is something that we have on top of our own culture. And I think that this immense influence that the United States has had on the world is now causing the entire world to look at the US. All the eyes are on the US right now. Because I think the effect that this thing of you being an American and going anywhere in the world and people like kind of understand English or know what movies you watch or like know what Hollywood is. Like we have all watched the Marvel movies, like we know who Tom Cruise is. This can lead to a false sense of superiority, I believe. Because, and I was thinking about this example. Like, can you imagine like in ancient Rome, as a Roman citizen, you had absolutely no need of looking outward, because the entire world is revolving around that single city. So even when Syria in the Middle East was a province of Rome, I think that like a Syrian citizen or like Syria like definitely knew what Rome was, but maybe the opposite is not true. So this is one important thing to get out of the way, and I guess it's why I wanted to give my personal opinion. I will probably do a more fleshed out video because I'm literally just freestyling all of my thoughts. But my thesis is that America seems to be sick from a society they themselves have created. And I think the world is starting to realize this and starting to think that the United States is becoming a scary place that people don't really want to go to, like in the current situation. And I believe that if we don't stop this collectively, it will only get worse. And like, I want to get this out of the way, that this is not about left or right, about the Democrats or the Republicans. I think that entire philosophy of politics is like flawed. Because I appreciate the values of both sides, and I understand that both sides have their own intricacies and weak points, but I respect them both. But guys and girls, Donald Trump has just proven to be a maniac. A maniac, like. And it's funny because when he first got elected, like one of the first things he did was to like publicize a Bitcoin scam. And at that time, I was already like, damn, this is literally insane. Like a president scamming his own people? This is insane. But the thing is that almost, like, what has it been? Like 1 year and a half, even though it feels like a decade? Like, that feels like the most normal thing that has happened under his administration, you know? Like, the White House account has posted pictures of him as Superman. He has posted AI videos of saying that he will build a resort in Gaza, which is a place where genocide is taking place. You know, like he wants to put his own signature on the dollar bills. He destroyed part of the White House, which is supposed to be a national treasure and apolitical, without any permission. And then he changed the picture of Joe Biden and wrote under it, like to a pen, saying like that he doesn't do anything, like that is the pen that presidents use. I think it's a pen that remembers their signature so that they don't have to be like they're repeating their same signature every day. He took down the picture of the president before him to put the pen, and below he wrote like Sleepy Joe, also known as the worst history of the United States. Like all of this without permission, like oh my god, like invading Venezuela without the permission of Congress is just like insane shit. What is beeping? Wait. Okay, it seems like I was able to fix it. And as a matter of fact, wait, where are the controllers? I wanted to ask you if this isn't the most rustic and some would even say avant-garde setup for a gameplay of the last 20 years, right? So, what I was saying is that the world knows that Donald Trump is insane and that there is already a shift in balance from the United States to China. Now, I know that China is something that has a very negative connotation for the Americans, because, and like it is completely understandable, because the entire narrative around China within the American territory is negative, you know, so it's only natural. But at the end of the day, like American people and Chinese people, like it's just people, like the same way people are just people no matter where they are, you know? So let's get this out of the way. And let's also take into consideration that the United States, it is at most like 500 years old, like less than that, while China has always been around, like literally. It has been one of the first 5 civilizations of humanity, you know? And I don't know if I said this already, but the fact that I'm playing Mario Kart while talking about this and you're watching this on the internet should probably tell you that you should not listen to me, you know? I have no credentials to show, only suspicions, and I wanted to share them. So yeah, because like the entire American philosophy seems to be America number one, I think that it's going to have like there's going to be an enormous cultural shock with the slow realization that, wait, America is not number one, you know? Like the world can easily go on living without us, you know? Because we have taken for granted the foundational values of America, you know, because we may think it's like something obvious, you know, the values of democracy and freedom and liberty, all of that. But those things were actually written down by Enlightenment thinkers, you know, people in the 1700s, you know, like inspired by the philosophy of John Locke and people like that. But now that it seems like the archetype of the American is going from the handsome, athletic, Ivy League, like girl or guy, like from that we're shifting to the TikTok doom scrolling, sedentary, lonely, McDonald's eating person, you know? And oh, let's see if I can grab this truck. Wait. Let's see what happens. Wait. Alright, let's see what happens. Oof. Damn, I lost my train of thought. See what I did there? So yeah, because the United States has strayed away from those foundational principles and is adopting more of a hedonistic philosophy in which pleasure is the ultimate good, because nothing makes sense anymore, you know? I mean, let's not get into that. The quality of the average American citizen is being pimped for profit by companies that have become so big that they literally do not need to comply to the government anymore. As a matter of fact, we are seeing how the United States is becoming an oligarchy, you know, in which we have people like Elon Musk, like which funded Trump's campaign with all of his money, you know. We have the CEO of Apple gifting the President of the United States a golden statue. Like, that is literally insane. So, because the average American citizen is being pimped for profit, the entire point of democracy is undermined, because the quality of a democracy is only going to be proportional to the quality of its citizens, you know? And every time I have been in the US, like in these past few months and those last times I have been in Tijuana, like part of my life has been in San Diego, I have felt this very strange sensation which seems to remind me or makes me think about how people must have felt in Europe pre-World War II. You know, people in Germany and Italy, the fact that you can just have like a bad shit crazy leader with dictatorial tendencies and everything is just working as normal, you know? So I guess this is all I had to say. I will probably do a more fleshed out video. I probably forgot to say something very important. But yes, this is something that I have been seeing. I wanted to communicate with you all that have suspicions. And let me think if I have anything else to say. Let's see if I can do this P-switch right here. You know, doing this setup right here, I realized that you don't need to have much to get stuff going, you know? Let's see if I can do this. Why did they do that? That's cool. So I think this is a beautiful way to close the video. I guess I was of any help. And that's it. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you around. Alright, so actually two things I forgot to say. I mean, they're not that important, but I just wanted to add them. Is that in the current state of the United States, it seems like democracy is less about individual expression and like having a fertile soil for new ideas. It stops to be that, to be a competition for who controls most part of the herd, you know? And the other thing I wanted to talk about, which seems to make me believe that this spiraling out of control will not stop is that Donald Trump has already done so much stuff that even if he stopped right now, the consequences of his actions would be so devastating that like he might as well just keep going, you know, like sunken cost fallacy. So it's like it's so terrible of a situation that he might as well like keep doing what he's doing, like even more and more, and trying to pierce through it, even though it is evident that karma will come back to bite him in the ass and the United States will collapse, you know, like a roof on top of his head. And I guess this is all I had to say. A kiss, and I'm going to sleep right now. Bye.